What's going on, everybody? This is Shaw Harris of the Rebel Society, and this is
Elle Harris of the Worldwide.
good.
No, I just wanted to do that because you just like it was like a I don't know, like a song or something, like he was rapping.
Well, today we're going to be talking about what it's really like being an entrepreneur that's married. All right, so once again, this is Shaw Harris, and this is my beautiful wife, Elle. Tell people hello, Elle.
Hello.
All right, so this video is going to be something a little bit different. So instead of just me kind of just being up here talking about how to use social media, how to, create content, I want to do something a little bit different. So on social media, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, make sure your spouse or your next boyfriend or girlfriend is down with whatever you got going on business-wise. And sometimes it just doesn't really work out that way. Sometimes it does, or sometimes it doesn't. So as myself being an entrepreneur for 3 years, my third anniversary just came up. I wanted to kind of have this conversation with my beautiful wife, who's an entrepreneur as well, and just kind of, answer some questions from people about what it's like to be an entrepreneur that's married to another entrepreneur, or just supporting your spouse with whatever their endeavors are. So first things first, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
So tell the people what you do.
I have a nonprofit called Worldwide Women Group. Our goal is to build up women and girl influencers worldwide. We do that through different initiatives, ranging from Rebel Summit, July 13th. You saw that plug?
Yeah.
Our Return to Royalty Rally, Dream Team Academy, Go Rogue, and I feel like I'm missing something, but that's the gist of what we do. We create different initiatives that are able to solve whatever issues there are that women may need support in those particular areas. And then the W Agency, which is a for-profit company of mine where I am able to go into different companies, more specifically mental health agencies, to help them streamline their processes and make sure that they're able to reach their goals and make a great impact in the mental health field.
All right. So first question is, how do we balance, or how do we have balance?
There is no balance.
I agree with that.
Next question.
All right. That's cool.
Did you want to go into detail?
No, we ain't got to. I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, we don't have balance because we both have a lot of stuff going on, and you never know what's going to happen any day. So, one day I could be out from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 o'clock at night, and sometimes it could be the same thing for Elle. So there's really no balance. We just I feel like we try to spend as much time as we can when we are together and being present, which is another question up here that sometimes I might have an issue with, just being present in the moment. So, yeah. Next question is finding family and vacation time. Matter of fact, you could refer to my answer for question 1 for this one as well. How to effectively support your spouse's dreams/aspirations while focusing on your own.
There is no time to support each other. I'm joking. I'm like, it was already on the road.
For that one, I feel like you have your own goals and aspirations, but you're trying to support somebody else's. I feel like you need to be more of a listener than you need to listen and kind of be that ear for your spouse or your partner. Just let them know that you're here. Give them insight or input whenever it's needed. And then if you feel like you have somewhere that you can actually fit into what they're trying to do, kind of slide yourself in there, but still with that, you're a helping hand. You're not there to take over. Unless, you're being asked to take over, then take the fuck over. But other than that, you just kind of got to play your role.
I kind of agree. I think you have to be solution driven, but also understanding what your spouse's weaknesses are or areas of opportunity, and then where they may not be able to respond to something the correct way. If you kind of are privy to a situation, you just kind of come in and say, hey, I know this is something that you may need assistance with, and then just come in and assist. Or if you know that your spouse may be feel disrespected by saying, I know you need help with something. Just say, hey, I thought about this. What do you think about this? Do you think this would be a good idea for you? Because I think if you do it that way, it shows that you're not taking over, but you're also able to come in wherever you are strong and provide input wherever they may need that area of opportunity.
Next one is, how important do you feel it is for your spouse to support what you do? I feel like it's very important because sometimes, like you said before, sometimes you're not going to be here, or you're not going to be around as much, or you always got something going on. So you need your spouse to kind of get what you're doing, understand really the reason behind why you're out, or why you're always busy, or so on and so forth. So yeah, I feel like if you don't have that support, it makes it a little bit hard to kind of go after what you want, because you're kind of walking on eggshells behind your spouse or around your spouse, because you never know if you want to work late that it might be a problem, and then it kind of takes you away from doing it because you want to make sure your spouse is cool with you working a couple more hours. So what do you think?
I think that's good. I think there's a lot of people like that we've met who are who are entrepreneurs, and they say stuff like, or if they're starting a business, they're like, my spouse doesn't support it, or my spouse thinks that I should just stay in my job, or continue to work at the shipyard and stuff like that. So I kind of feel sorry for people who have spouses that don't necessarily believe it. It's almost like that person who wants to be a rapper, and so you really don't see it, and you're trying to figure out how they're going to make money, and that's a lot of times how spouses look at it. Like, all right, so how are we going to make money though? I know you want to do this, but how is it going to make money? So all I can say is I've never been in that position to not be supportive. So I don't know what that looks like, but I know it happens. And the best thing you could do is communicate. Like, this is a lonely, lonely, lonely world to be in.
Very lonely.
Entrepreneurship is lonely. Even as a couple, we have our own issues, like separated. So there are things that I have to go through alone that Rashad will go through alone as well, because we're on two different paths. So just being, that support is strongly needed, even if you don't understand. Like Rashad said, just being like a listening ear, and just making sure you tell people like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but I'm here to listen. Because if not, that man or that woman may find arms of another entrepreneur who will listen.
And somebody that gets it a little bit more.
Exactly.
Issues that can arise if one spouse is doing better than the other spouse, business or career-wise. I feel like that's a very good question. Because I feel like it definitely happens, or one spouse could be more financially set, or just where they want to be at. So sometimes that does, accrue problems. Like a couple weeks ago, I was joking when I put on social media that...
You weren't joking?
It was in jest. But I put out there that, I wish I had the favor that my wife has when it comes to like God. And even though that is very true, like sometimes I do wish that. And the only reason I kind of put that is because I feel like some things that my wife, I don't want to say it's handed, but some things that come to my wife. Yeah, I wasn't saying that.
Some things that your wife affirms come to light,
right,
come to fruition. But that's because of my relationship with God.
Right.
So if you want a relationship with God like me, maybe if you get a relationship with God like me, then you'll get the favor.
So get like you.
I'm just saying, get your relationship with God stronger, and then maybe he'll give you, he may make your favor better than the favor he gives me. You never know.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true. But going back to the original question, is how to actually deal with when your spouse might be doing better than you. I feel like you just got to be comfortable where you're at, like, and know that your path is going to be different.
That's a tough question. I mean, I know it's real, but I know it's real to feel that way. Like, dang, like everything you're doing, but it also is kind of uncomfortable, because I don't think I've ever want to be like, dang, my spouse is doing better than me. I feel like we both do well. Like, if you win, I win. So I don't...
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know how to respond to that.
That's very true, but I feel like at the same time, as a man, as a black man, when your spouse is doing a little bit better than you, or is doing better than you, it kind of affects you a little bit. It kind of affects how you move, and yeah.
Does it affect you, though?
Yeah.
So it affects you business-wise, but it doesn't affect you in education or any of those other areas. So why is business so important?
Because a whole, like, as men, we're taught that you have to, protect and provide. So if you feel like you can't provide, or your wife is providing more than you, then it does make you feel like you're not holding up to what you were taught a man to be.
I don't know. I'm not into the whole roles that much like that. I don't really play into that too much unless it comes for the trash, because I don't like taking out the trash and killing spiders. But outside of that, I don't really see. I don't know. I guess I'm different.
Yeah, like, I feel like that is definitely a thing that a lot of men go through.
So you should always be better than your wife? Be careful how you answer that question. I don't want to punch you on camera.
You're not gonna hit me. I don't feel like you got to be better, but I feel like you got to be carrying your weight plus a little bit more.
But if you can't, though? What if I come home one day and say, Rashad has got a deal for $20 million?
Mm-hmm.
And what if you never get a $20 million deal? What you going to do then?
I think it's different if you had a $20 million check come in and I was still bringing $10 million or $5 million. But if you bringing home $20 million and I'm bringing in $40,000, then that's different. Then it feels like you can't take care of yourself, or you can't contribute to the lifestyle that you're living at that moment.
But see, that's the issue. I think that's why it's important to understand at any point, if I guess if I wasn't in the entrepreneur world, like if I worked at, I don't know, CEO for Bank of America or something, I guess that could
That's
be
a random title.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of a place where you may make a little bit more money. I could see where that could probably be an issue. But then that's where you create opportunities for your spouse. Like, I don't see why you would be at $20 million and you're like, oh, my spouse is at $40,000, and you wouldn't create an opportunity for your spouse to be able to increase their dream or expand their reach. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. That's why I believe in the whole thing of, if you support them, like, there's no I win and you don't win.
Yeah.
If I make a little bit more money, that just means that if you fall short, then we have a little bit more money to take care of wherever you fell short.
True.
So I don't look at it that way.
All right. So is there an answer to this question?
The answer is you just gotta sometimes be humble.
What does that got to do with anything?
Because I think it's like a bravado thing. Like, oh, I got to be this and I got to be that. So, if I can't do this because this is what my dad did and this is what son. You know how people don't have fathers who ain't never paid an ounce of child support? So if that man didn't pay child support and the woman that you with, she's not worried about you bringing in financially. If she's able to do the things that she said to you, hey, I want you to work on this dream. Don't worry about this. Like, we're going to be all right. Then just take that with stride. Like, it amazes me the things that guys will still say, like, bother them when there's so many other things in the world to worry about.
Okay, we're going to wrap up this question, but I feel like the reason it still bothers guys is because women actually harp on that. So you might not be one of those women, but there's still women that say, hey, you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Or there are women who will, ride in that situation while everything is good, but once stuff is bad, will throw it in the guy's face for like, hey, he was broke, he ain't never do X, Y, and Z, or he couldn't afford to do blah, 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 blah.